There we go.
Oh, my God.
And welcome to the
Another
Mr. Stock.
crappy theme song.
No, it's welcome back to the Mr. Stock and Mr. Poe show.
Yeah.
This is another groundbreaking show.
Why
this is groundbreaking because it's the last one we're doing this series, and
but we've done last shows before.
Not in this series.
Not our first last show.
This is our first last show in this series.
Well, that's why I'm wearing such a solemn.
Oh, that's right.
Costume.
Is that
the occasion?
Are you allowed to wear that hat? Because it's I don't know. It's
marketing problems.
Yeah.
What hat? What's wrong? What do you mean? Is there something unusual about this hat?
A little bit. Well, anyway,
I'm feeling a little goofy today.
Oh, I get it. Gee, that is funny. Oh, well, welcome.
You just have to feel funny to be funny.
Okay, well, something funny about your shirt too. Oh, actually, this
is a great movie. Traces of Red.
Yeah, sure.
Can you see?
It's actually a rotten
Traces of
movie.
Red, an excellent film. I encourage everyone to go out and rent it.
It's actually a rotten movie, but there's 5 minutes of it that he's acting in it, so that's why he likes it.
I'd say about 6 or 7, actually.
6 or
3
7.
scenes.
6 or 7. Well, it's pretty bad.
I'm the one that figures out what the Traces of Red are.
That's right. But the thing I like best about Traces of Red is that Jim Belushi steals all the scenes from Mr. Poe.
Oh, that guy.
It's unbelievable. This guy, Jim Belushi, he's great. But anyway, welcome to the show. We have some
He's a great actor. You should go rent the movie just because he really shines
right, Jim
in this
Belushi.
film.
Boy, yeah, this lead actor. Anyway, on today's show, we do have 2 very talented people. First, Rod MacDonald. Welcome to the show, Rod.
Hi, Mike.
And also... And Elier Perez is here as well. Welcome to the show, Elier. Let's start with Rod, and I'll start off by showing you these 2 cassettes here. Actually, one's a cassette, the other CD, but they are both available in CD on Shanachie records and tapes. And this is, of course, Rod. And what I like best is this. Rod, that's really a cute picture, Rod.
Oh, thanks, Mike.
Cute.
Was that a... Well, are you used to photography sessions like that, or is it...
Actually, both the photographs on that CD were taken by a high-fashion photographer in Brno, Czechoslovakia, who lived upstairs from my tour manager. And his specialty was nude women for the Czech version of Playboy, in fact.
No wonder you look so good.
And he said, let's take some photos. So they were all just kind of spontaneous.
Really?
That one on the back doesn't look it, but it was just one of those things where he said,
it's a very good photo.
He said, just do this. He sort of said, just do this on the countertop, and he took my picture.
That's a familiar nude woman pose I've seen.
Yeah, it's a very good shot.
Yeah, I think the cleavage is really nice.
And Shanachie Records is a very reputable label in the country, if not the world.
In Czechoslovakia? Which country?
No, in this country,
this
Shanachie
country.
Records. Rod has 2 albums, and now you're a resident of South Florida, at least for part of the years when you're not touring. And so we're real glad that you're down here.
Well, thank you. It's kind of interesting being here. It's a real change of pace, actually.
You spend most of your time in where you've a change of pace from where?
Well, you know, I've been living in New York City in the heart of Manhattan for years, and first thing I had to do, of course, was buy a car. So that's been a real change. I got used to walking everywhere. I didn't realize how spoiled I was.
Did you know how to drive, or did you have to learn?
Yeah. I've always rented cars and driven around, but now I actually have to own and maintain a car, and
it's a hassle, isn't it? It's a pain.
You don't mind the heat down here?
Sure, this is nothing to most people down here, but to me it was a big switch. No, the heat? No, well, it's okay. It's summertime everywhere right now.
Well, I'm a big fan of yours, Rod. I've known you for quite a few years, and well, let's hear a song.
Thanks, Mike. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's just try this. This is a new song. It's too new for either recordings, but that's okay. She was sitting in a restaurant one Sunday afternoon, watching her oldest sister work the tables in the room. She ordered up a special 7 courses and desserts, sat there at the counter in her blouse and her skirt. He was sitting at her table on the edge of the crowd with a group of people who were partying loud. She looked over disapprovingly, alone he caught her eye. When he winked at her, she looked away and just let it go by. Now, ain't it funny how your life can change? In a moment's glance, it's all rearranged. You find yourself singing a different tune on any old Sunday afternoon. She polished off her soup and salad and her entree too, went off to the ladies' room to tighten up her do. When she got back, her dessert had been mysteriously moved to the chair at that table in the corner of the room. At first she was offended, thought someone had done her dirt, but the more she thought about it, the more she wanted that dessert. A pile of whipped cream on top of green Jell-O cubes. She went over and sat down at that table across the room. Ain't it funny how your life can change? In a moment's glance, it's all rearranged. You find yourself humming a different tune on any old Sunday, on any old Sunday afternoon. Hello, said my father, you look very nice today. Thank you, said my mother, and shyly looked away. He sat there quietly until she was through, eating every one of those green Jell-O cubes. Now, ain't it funny how your life can change? In a moment's glance, it's all rearranged. You find yourself living a different tune on any old Sunday, on any old Sunday, on any old Sunday afternoon, on any old Sunday afternoon.
Very nice.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's better than nice, Mr. Poe.
Oh, it was.
I wanted to
better
tell you
than
this.
nice.
My mom and dad are big fans of your radio show.
How's that right?
They can't get it in their house up in Palm Beach County, so they go out and sit in the car every Saturday afternoon and listen to you. So I wanted to play that for them.
The car radio pulls into the signal better than the...
Right. Well, for those who don't know, I do a radio show called Folk and
We all
Acoustic
know,
Music.
Mr. Stark.
Saturdays 1 to 5 on 91.3 FM WLRN. And Rod gets, his stuff gets aired all the time on the show.
Well, as long as we're all gushing here, I just want to say what a pleasure it is to see you without your makeup. And I want to say I've seen all your commercials.
I'm sure you have, actually.
I think that was a joke. Say it's Rod MacDonald.
Ron MacDonald, right?
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah.
It's Rod, though it's not
Oh,
Rod.
it's Rod.
It's Rod.
Okay.
And I should tell folks, people who like the CDs, like your music, that your CDs are a little bit more than just you playing guitar. You have a band with you, and
Yeah. Actually, on Man on the Ledge, the drummer is the guy who played Because the Night with Patti Smith. He told me during the session. I was just thinking of this because I was sitting at a stoplight yesterday listening to the radio and it came on. And I thought, oh, hey, I know this drums, I know this sound.
Did you know
It's the
that?
same
Did you
guy.
know the drummer, or was he chosen for you from by the studio? Or
We did a recording project that was just kind of a goof when I was between record deals at one point, which was a bunch of songs about the Kennedy assassinations. And the original drummer was only able to stay for half the session, and he said to us, can I get somebody to sub for me for the second half? And Mark Dan, who co-produces my records with me, said, well, who is it? And he said, J.D. Doherty is the guy's name. And Mark said, oh, yeah, sure, you know, because he knew who he was. I actually, locked in my little songwriter world, didn't know the guy's name. I mean, who knows the drummer on most people's records, especially session drummers that much. So he showed up and he was great. So we were putting a band together to record the full CD, and he was our first choice. And he's one of those guys that goes on tours with big name bands, you know, all over the world, and happened to have a 2-week window of time in New York City, and said he would do it. So
did he like playing with you? I mean,
yeah,
used to
actually, yeah, he's done
musicians,
some live shows with me since then. We laugh because, you know, he'll get paid really big time money to go out and play with, you know, the stadium shows, and then he'll play locally, or let's say semi-locally on tours on kind of the smaller level that are not so stadium, you know, with people like me, because he likes the music, which I think is very nice.
So you fired the first drummer?
No, the first drummer was just a guy who happened to be hanging out. Actually, he was never a regular part of the band anyway.
Well, Rod, I want to hear.
I was going to say the moral is never, you know, sub out your job to a better drummer.
It's like the Lou Gehrig story or something, you know. The guy gets sick, and then the next guy plays 2,000 straight games.
The guy got sick one day.
We're going to hear some more from Rod later on in the program, but we do have another guest, Elier Perez, and first thing I noticed is your shirt. Wow. Hot shirt.
Showbiz, showbiz, nightlife.
I'm surprised we don't see his microphone.
The
wire,
microphone.
going up the shirt.
So you are a show business person. You produce the South Beach Live
South
program?
Beach Live, I'm the executive producer, director. I hire or subcontract or find all the entertainers for the show, the dancers, the DJs. So I coordinate the whole show together. I also book most of the show around the country.
How did you get this job?
My background has been nightclub business for like 6 years, promoting, advertising, working with different club owners and producing the most incredible, outrageous shows that's made South Beach world renowned all over the world for nightlife.
So is this your idea?
South Beach Live? Yes, it's my idea.
So you're responsible for the fact that South Beach is now world-renowned as a nightlife kind of
I'm
party
part
town,
of it. You know, I'm proud to say that I'm part of it. You know, I was there since the start, and I've seen it come from nothing to where's that right now.
Well, we have a clip of your show.
A clip from the show with the entertainers.
Does it need any introduction? Or?
No, what you're going to see is pretty much a whole mixture of the show with the entertainers performing, the craziness of the show, the wildness, the fun of the whole show.
That sounds like an introduction.
Can we talk over it, or is this part of the
it.
audio as well, part of it?
I guess we can talk over it. There's going to be a lot of music. You can hear the music.
You can talk through it, explain what's going on.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's see the clip, and we'll just, Elier will talk us through it here.
For those of you who don't understand at home.
Where is this at? Where was this taken?
This is at Glam Slam, Princess Club in South Beach.
Now, obvious question is, are those men or women?
These are gender illusionists, as what the Herald wrote an article about them.
So it's really not
So
important.
answer its question.
What are they?
Is this Patrick Swayze here?
Patrick Swayze and Snipe and the whole gang there.
So has this show been on the road already?
The show has, we did 2 shows already. We did our kickoff party July 21st at Glam Slam with 42 entertainers on stage for the kickoff party. Our first tour was in West Palm 2 weeks ago, and then we're off to California, San Diego, San Francisco at the end of the month.
And so how many people are in the show?
On the show, it varies as per club. Some clubs want 20 entertainers, other clubs want 12 entertainers. It depends.
Well, we were watching this before, and Michael was wondering if you could audition, actually. Could you
Oh,
set him
yeah.
up? You said you want to go to the audition, right?
Going to the audition would be an interesting. How do you choose these over other?
They have to be outrageous. They have to be like extraterrestrial. Like you can see they're a lot of people like in West Palm Beach, they were like wondering where's the spaceship.
Wait, they're dancing during the show.
Yeah.
Is that what's supposed to happen?
Yeah, the show is supposed to be a non-stop 4-hour show in the nightclubs. If there's 4 entertainers on stage, then they get off and 4 more go on stage. So it's constant commotion. It's like a South Beach Mardi Gras, more or less.
So is this a gender bender? Because I think I can guess which gender that guy is.
That's a guy. That's a guy.
Elier, what are you doing while this is going on stage?
While it's going on, I'm on stage also with them.
Oh, you're a performer too.
I'm also up there with them.
Where are you?
Which
You'll
one?
see me in a little bit.
Are you wearing a
with
dress?
a top hat? No, I'm like the ringmaster, the ringleader.
Oh,
He's the butch one in there.
The bush one, if you want to say. They spend hundreds of dollars. I mean, pretty much some of them, their costumes are up to $1,000.
And how much do they get paid?
It's as per tour. On an average, the tour can vary like $5,000. That's our fee, plus airfare, accommodations, and transportation within the city.
So they each make $5,000?
No, they pretty much make on an average like $200 per night.
You know, you really haven't
They
made
eventually
it.
cover the cost of the costumes.
Correct.
No.
You really haven't made it unless you could play Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City is on its works already.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. At the edge.
The edge of Kansas. You mean in Missouri
Club
or
Edge.
in Kansas?
No.
Oh, that's a
Kansas
club.
City. Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's called the Edge, and we'll be up there.
Do you do bookings as well?
Yeah.
Boy, this is not the best quality of video. is it?
No, the video it's a little.
All right, that's great. That's great.
We'll never saw the guy in the top hat.
The obvious first question is this the best light to show South Beach in?
Why do you keep ending your sentences with prepositions?
Well, I mean,
you're saying, is this
the best light to show South Beach? Is this? I mean, I don't want to go around and say, oh, you're from South Beach, where all the gender
He's from
gender
South Beach and he's
illusionists
kidding.
live. No, this is part of the country that it's now like at its peak. Like in all talk shows, you have the club kids, and then you have the gender illusionists that appear on the shows, and it's the latest craze now in the country. And I can say that we have one of the best nightlives in the country right now, and we set the standards. Besides New York, it goes from New York, Miami, New York. We set the trend for the rest of the country, whereas nighttime entertainment, the most outrageous parties, the most incredible nightlife.
You know, and I don't get invited to any of those parties.
Me neither, Mr. Duck. Why is that? We have to schmooze a little bit.
Smooch a little.
Yeah, I guess you're the right person to know.
Like a good example, Madonna, for her last year party, she had 20 gender illusionists at her party as the entertainers. That's what she had last year. And
Were you involved in that show?
Last year I wasn't. This year she only had one gender illusionist as her main entertainer for the show. So she's a really big fan.
Well, gender illusion right now might be setting the trend all over the country.
All
but
over the country.
I predict the next big form of entertainment will be folk music. And I don't think anybody better than Rod MacDonald here could start that trend, right?
I was just thinking I should get my big pink flamingo guitar, you know, and get out there and dance, right?
I'm just mad that Madonna's never invited me to any of her parties. As much as I admire that woman, she's got a great business sense.
Well, Rod, let's hear another song from Rod. What do you got cooking up in there?
That looks pretty cool, Elier. I'd like to see it.
Oh, you'd like to go on tour too around the country?
I think it would be fun to see, actually. I think it would be an interesting slice.
Well, you've never seen anything like that before? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I haven't seen the South Beach version of it. I've seen New York's
version.
club scene somewhat, you know. I mean, I've been in the Palladium where you said you were doing the show up there a few times, and there's a kind of ongoing parade in a place like the Palladium. There's a crowd that's dancing, and there's a crowd that's just hanging out, people that are couples and groups, and then there's kind of a scene crowd. There's the people they're obviously there in full dress to be seen by everybody else.
That's what folk music
just
is
a part
missing.
of the show.
Folk music is missing that scene crowd. They want to be seen at the folk shows. Anyway.
Not hip. It's only half.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Anyway,
That's when the guys get out the railroad caps, you know. All right, here we go. concert hall. Every single seat was full. A hush went up as the lights went down. At first the people, they all clapped, but soon they began to laugh as he stood up there at the microphone. At first he couldn't figure out what it was they were laughing about till he realized he had no pants on. In preparing to do his best, he'd forgotten to get dressed. He was up there naked from the guitar down. Then he woke up and the dream faded away. The concert hall that night was just some neighborhood cafe, but he sang until his clothes were soaking wet. 30 people said it was his best concert yet. And then he was back in his hometown with all his old friends walking around when he realized he'd left his guitar somewhere. He searched the old swimming hole, the old backyard, the grammar school, but he couldn't find that guitar anywhere. Then he woke up in some cheap hotel room, underneath the moonlight, overlooking the avenue. The guitar was leaning on the wall to his right. He couldn't sleep at all, so he played that thing all night. Well, there's a song for sinners and for saints. There's a song for baseball players who hit 'em where they ain't. There's a song for young lovers and old lovers too. There's a song for dreamers, and here's one for you. At a festival, big crowd, spotlights and all, when he realized his guitar had no strings. By the time he'd slapped that metal on, somebody'd stolen the microphones. The crowd all left before he could sing. Then he woke up inside his lover's arms. When she felt him shaking, she loved him good and strong. And the festival that night was just some rundown bar. But a man there in a hat said, son, you're gonna be a star. 'Cause there's a song for sinners and for saints. There's a song for baseball players who hit 'em where they ain't. There's a song for young lovers and old lovers too. There's a song for dreamers, and here's one for you. Here's one for you.
That sounds like a good song for the people in your show,
Yeah,
huh? A
that's
song
right.
for sinners
A man
and
there in a hat.
saints, for dreamers and guys that perform without their pants.
So, Elier, has anybody with a guitar auditioned for you?
No, but we have a live drummer that also goes around with the tour with us.
Really?
And a live percussionist, drums, trumpets, and the whole 9 yards, which adds an incredible beat to the whole
So he bangs on the
Tour.
trumpet?
bangs on the trumpet and the drums and the whole 9 yards.
So every show you do is different.
Every show is different. Every show, it's a brand new thing, a brand new commotion. It's alligator wrestling, the whole 9 yards.
And Rod, let me ask you the same question. Is every show you do different?
Yes. Yeah, well, at least musically. I mean, I'm the same guy, you know.
Yeah.
Well, from day to day, I'm not sure I am, but, you know.
Yes,
But
I am.
I was just thinking,
yes, I
you
am.
know, the white boy folk singer in the railroad cap is almost such a shtick, it would be funny to stick into a
Yeah,
show like
that
that
would
and
be
just
great.
have some guy walk around looking like
The old
that.
singing brakeman look.
That would be outrageous. Well, it's been a pleasure having you both on the show.
Thank you.
And good luck with your country tour. Are you going outside of the United States at all?
We're going to be in Toronto and in Montreal in a couple of weeks.
Great. Well, you make sure that South Beach is remembered kindly.
Kindly, yeah.
Okay.
So all the shows are improvised, you're saying?
Yeah, they're
Pretty
all
much That makes it
improvised,
easier for you to
pretty
direct,
much.
I guess. You don't have to direct too much.
No, it's whatever the
All right,
entertainers
fellas,
want to do.
whatever you...
And Rod, thank you too for coming on the show.
A pleasure.
And thanks everybody for tuning in to Mr.
sorry,
Shock, Mr. Poe
this
show.
is our last show for a while, but we'll be back
We'll be
someday.
back. And to take us out, Rod, can you just do a little ditty there or something? We just have a couple of minutes left.
Sure.
Oh, is that okay? We all say goodbye? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have time for tuning. I'm sorry. You gotta keep on going. Go through it.
Time is money.
I think I beat these strings out.
You want to do the video? Oh, let's do a video. We have some more video
That's
of.
what I was going to say, Mr.
Oh, I'm
Shock, but
sorry.
you know I don't like to introduce you when you're on a roll.
Let's roll the video.
We should
during the
we
end,
should
too.
see the man in the hat.
Yeah.
But
That's what we'll do. We'll have folk music in the background of the South Beach Live.
Sounds good.
And that way people remember both of them together.
now this really is a groundbreaking show.
Hey, no tuning, Rod. I told you.
No, tuning sounds good with this.
And there I
there's the
am
guy in the
with
top.
There,
guy.
there you are.
There he
There you
is.
are. So,
Nice coat.
Good flash.
Did you get that at a thrift store, or did you actually pay $10 for that?
No, I got it at the thrift store.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Like $10.
I like to recycle.
Yeah.
I have a feeling most of these guys didn't get their costumes at thrift stores. So.
No, they
Oh.
pay. They have designers
I like
working with
this.
them.
I'll tell you what, Rod, I'm
What
sorry
was that
for
guy
not
doing
being
on
able to
his
get a song for you. But is there a star of the show, Elier?
We have a couple main stars. Adora, she's world renowned. She's appeared in every European fashion
and hurry,
magazine.
hurry.
Oh, he just gave it away. He said she.
She,
No
he,
wonder those guys look so good. They're really
she,
women.
he.
It's the end of the show. Who's the other star?
And then